So 1971, what happened initially was that an American band called Iron Butterfly came over to tour the UK and Europe and brought some absolutely monstrous W bass bins with them. And these W bass bins were so expensive to ship across, they decided after the tour to leave them in the UK, and they sold them to the English band Yes. So Yes bought these W bins, and then a guy called Bill Kelsey, who had Kelsey Acoustics and used to work a lot with Pink Floyd, Bill decided to employ Dave Martin to try and design an English version of these W bins, although Bill and Dave Martin fell out, and I think Tony Andrews was also given the job of designing W bins for Kelsey, and I think the first W bins that came out were Kelsey Acoustics W bins. Anyway, Dave Martin carried on to pursue a career building and designing speaker cabinets, and actually used to have a workshop above a taxi office not very far from Wem, from Charlie Watkins, and used to swap ideas with him, Charlie was quite cooperative, which when you think eventually this system really saw the death of the Wem system and the small PA columns from Wem, because this is the direction that bands went in. So it was very good of Charlie to help Dave Martin, but really he was signing his own company's death warrant. Anyway, in 1971, Dave Martin made a bin that was about 4 times the size, was a 4x15, so it was 4 times the size of this pair, so it came to about here. And he quickly realised that although it had 4 15-inch speakers, he quickly realised although it sounded great, it didn't fit into most concert venues through the doors. So what he had to do was saw it in half, and his first bass bin was a 2x15, and along with the 2x15 he put various horns, usually it was slightly bigger than this one, usually Electro Voice or JBL on the top, and bands like Pink Floyd, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Supertramp, etc. started to use the Martin system, and the next development was that Martin Audio developed this thing here called the Philly Shave Mid, or the MH212, which is 2 12-inch speakers horn loaded, and they cross each other, and then there's a phase corrector bolted in front of the speaker, and what you get is a pressure loaded mid, then you've got the horn. So this 3-way system became the touring system, and this was coincidental with the time that Supertramp were just going to America with the Breakfast in America tour, and suddenly we got a PA system with superb mid-range, which is the problem with modern PAs, because they don't have separate mid-range cabs, and mid-range is the most audible spectrum. Yes, you hear the bass, yes, you hear the treble, but a lot of the sound is actually in the middle. So when Supertramp went to America, they took 40 of these Philly shaves and the appropriate number of bins. It's usually 2 bins, 1 Philly shave and 1 horn. And if you imagine 40 of those, and it takes 2 or 3, if not 4 people to stack a Philly shave mid. It is so heavy. So stacking up 20 on each side of the stage, in the days when there weren't scissor lifts and stacker trucks, it was all done by hand. It was very revolutionary. And of course, as the years went by, you know, other concerts used Philly shaves, like the Nelson Mandela concert, and most major touring companies around the world adopted the Martin Audio modular system. It was fairly groundbreaking. Dave Martin was an Australian, and also I think the Philly shave was loaded with ATC 12s initially, and ATC, the speaker company that developed the 12-inch mid-range, I think Bill Woodman was also Australian. There's quite a few Australians in the English music business in London. Eventually the Philly Shave they changed over from the ATC PA 75 mid, which was a groundbreaking speaker but was only really rated about 75 watts. And they started putting the RCF L12P200 in, which was a higher wattage speaker. But both cabinets sound equally good with both drivers in. And if you want to know any more, it's all in my book. The WEM system, the Altec, the Martin Audio, it's all there.